Hello everybody. Today we will start a new section which is the population growth patterns. The key concept of this section that the population grow in predictable patterns. Okay? Guys, the size of the population usually changing because of resources such as food, water. If it's abundant or plentiful, the population may grow. If it's limited, then the population will halt down, okay? The population can decrease in size if the resources are decreased or not limited, depleted, okay? Example. So, let's consider a banana inside your backpack, okay? You have banana inside your backpack. Now, an immigration, okay, of fruit flies will find their way into your backpack. This is immigration. Immigration is the movement of individuals into a population from another population, okay? Let's hear it again.
Immigration. The movement of an individual or a group to a new community or region.
Good. Now, when this happens, a birth starts. Additional fruit flies will be born in your backpack. Births increase the number of individuals in a population. Okay? So, immigration happened, then additional fruit flies will be born. Births. Now, immigration, after you open your backpack, some fruit flies flew out and left to find another rotting fruit because the source is depleted. Your banana is depleted, okay? So, let's hear it again.
Immigration. The movement of an individual or group out of its native area.
Good. Now, so the first immigration is the movement of individuals into a population. The second immigration is the movement of individuals out of a population into another population. And this will also followed by deaths. Death rate, you might have squashed a couple of unlucky fruit flies as you were opening the backpack. So the size of population decreases when individuals die. So this changes in this is a small example how the changes in population size determined by the resources available, okay? Now, we already established the fact that population growth is based on available resources, okay? If the sources are abundant and available and no competition, so the growth will be exponential. Exponential growth is when resources are abundant, a population has an opportunity to grow rapidly. So this type of growth, exponential growth, okay, occurs when the population size increases dramatically. So, and the curve here is a J-shaped, as the letter J. Now, let's give an example. The example here, like the 1859, an Australian landowner returning home from England brought 24 European rabbits to the country for the purpose of sport hunting. Now, the rabbits were introduced into an environment that had abundant space, okay, food, no predators, fast enough to catch them. So the initial population of 24 rabbits, it grew exponentially and spread across the country. Now, after many attempts to control the population, today there are between 200 million and 300 million rabbits in Australia. European rabbits, of course. Now, another example, exponential growth. Consider the metropolitan cities like Istanbul, Tokyo, New York, London, okay? These are metropolitan cities because of abundance of resources like services, work, businesses, abundant of restaurants, service areas, malls, shopping malls, markets. So the population in these metropolitan cities grew exponentially, while in small cities with limited resources, we have something called logistic growth. Logistic growth. So most populations faced limited resources and thus have a logistic growth rate. The logistic growth, a population begins with a period of slow growth, followed by a brief period of exponential growth before leveling off at a stable size. So the graph of logistic growth is S-shaped. Okay, S-shaped. This models the logistic growth. Okay, during initial growth, resources are abundant. Okay, so resources are abundant, the population is able to grow. Over time, resources begin to deplete and the growth starts to slow. As resources become limited, the population levels off and at a size the environment can support. Let's give example of that. Let's say in some village, in a rural area. Rural areas is agricultural areas, okay? So we have a certain area, let's say 200 square meters of land that only can support the growth, the population growth for 10 people. So when we start populating these rural areas, this 200 square meters is populated by 2 people. Now, because of the abundant resources, the 2 people will grow in exponentially to reach 10. When they reach 10, the resources now are limited, can support only 10. The growth will decline and levels and supports only 10. That's why 200 square meters in a rural areas can support only 10. And this is what we call logistic growth. Okay, guys, we're done with our session today. Please read from our book, Online Resources. Thank you very much. I hope you understood that. We will continue the next session. Thank you and goodbye.